What is up guys, Swell I'm here, back again with another TBC Classic gold farming video for you. So today we are looking at some of my personal favorite gold farms in TBC Classic that are suitable for every class, no matter how much experience you have in TBC, and no matter how much you know about the game, nor which professions you have. Basically, gold farms that anyone can do. So let's just jump straight into it, shall we? Before we check out the gold farms, I want to give a huge thank you to all of my patrons. The support over there has been absolutely incredible, and I cannot thank you guys enough for contributing your actual real life money to keeping this channel going. Especially in January and February, the CPM on these videos means that I'm making less than $3 an hour, unless one of my videos suddenly booms up in views, and having the support on Patreon means I don't have to rely on the luck of the algorithm or massive clickbait all the time, so seriously, thank you so much. Farm number 1 is my personal favorite, just because of how simple it is, and that is the Hyperspawn farm for Fel armaments at Legion Hold at the entrance to Shadowmoon Valley. This is my personal favorite gold farm at the moment, because open world gold farms are incredibly competitive, at least on high population servers, so finding a farm where you will be all by yourself is next to impossible. That is why this one is so absolutely brilliant, because competition barely even matters here, because it's a Hyperspawn. I mean, if you look at my footage here, you can see that the specific warlock I am killing is constantly respawning time after time, so as long as you can lock down even one spawn location, you are good to go. Basically, at this location there's 3 main pillars, and each of them has 4 warlocks spawning around it, so 12 warlocks in total at this location. These warlocks will keep hyperspawning as long as they are killed fast enough, and if you are 6 people locking down 2 respawn locations each, all 6 of you can actually farm at maximum efficiency as long as you cooperate and stick to your respawn locations. 3 people can also farm together, where you take 1 pillar each, so basically you don't have to rely on having this location all to yourself. You can be up to 3 or even 6 people farming at the same time, and it barely even matters. So at this location, the main thing you are looking for are Fel armaments, and these are selling for anywhere between 10 and 20 gold each, depending on your server, and right now they are selling for about 10 gold on my server, going up to 15 gold on some days. You will also get some marks of Sargeras, which will add up some extra gold over time, and are definitely worth auctioning, and on top of that you also have a chance to obtain really valuable green and blue items, and one more thing, because these are humans, you can loot healing potions and mana potions, and those are actually selling for 1 to 2 gold each right now on my server, and even more on PvP servers, and they can also drop rank 5 scrolls. The rank 5 agility and strength scrolls are actually selling for about 10 gold each right now, so that is actually going to give you a decent chunk of gold over time. For the next farm, we are heading over to Hellfire Peninsula to check out another hyperspawning gold farm, one many of you might be familiar with, and that is the Primal Fire farm all the way up north at the Throne of Kil'jaeden. Now let's be real here, the value of Primal Fires have dropped a lot since the launch of TBC. They used to be selling for 25 to 40 gold each, and now they are selling for 10 to 15, maybe 20 gold each. While that means this farming location is a little bit less attractive than it used to be, that also means something else as well, doesn't it? If any of you farmed at this location for the first month of TBC, you will probably remember that it was absolutely packed. Almost impossible to farm, because there were so many people, and even with the hyperspawn mechanic you had to fight for mob tanks, which really made your efficiency suffer. Well, I went back there recently, and I only saw 1 other person at the Throne of Kil'jaeden, and I am able to farm here more efficient than ever before, getting the same amount of gold per hour now as I used to when Primal Fires were selling for double the price. So yeah, while the location is less attractive, that also means a lot less competition, and you can enjoy having the mobs all to yourself, or at least having less competition. Now I did say this was a hyperspawn location, so even if it does end up being popular again, you can be up to 10 people farming here at max efficiency, so I wouldn't even be worried about competition at all. Now let's go back to Shadowmoon Valley and look at another gold farm, this time not actually a hyperspawn farm, but there are tons of mobs available, and they do spawn fairly fast. So the farm we are talking about here is the Demon Hunters and the Bladels outside of Black Temple at the ruins of Karabor. So the items you are looking for from this location are arcane tomes, which are usually selling for roughly the same as fell armament, but actually slightly more on my server, ranging from 12 to 20 gold each, selling for a little bit over 12 gold each right now. You also get Sunfury Signet, which will add up to some extra gold over time, as well as health and mana potions, because once again these are humans, and also rank 5 scrolls, where once again agility and strength scrolls are selling for about 10 gold each right now, as they are used within high-end raiding, and they will stack with other class buffs. Like I said, there are tons of mobs available at this location, and if you are playing a mage or a paladin, you can even AoE most of them for even more gold per hour. Moving swiftly on to farm number 4, we are heading back to Hellfire Peninsula, this time to a lower level farm, and to be more precise, we are heading to the Warp Fields, where we are hunting for Void Elementals. The main item you are looking for here is Motes of Shadow, which you can turn into Primal Shadows, which are selling for about 10 gold each right now, and this farm right here is actually rivaling the Throne of Kil'jaeden farm in terms of efficiency. These mobs hyperspawn, and all you have to do is target one of the dark shadow clouds or the beams and kill all of the void elementals that is spawned from it. It will usually spawn these guys in batches of 4 void elementals, and they will keep hyperspawning as long as you kill them. If you are a level 70 with AoE abilities like a Protection Paladin, you could potentially just stand right underneath the spawn location and just AoE them down with great efficiency. And on top of Primal Shadows, you can also get a lot of green items, and you can actually make a lot of gold from these green items, as they are in the level 58 to 62 range. So if you get a low level green with the right stats on it, you could sell that on the auction house, and people that buy level 58 boosts will often buy green items as replacements to increase their stats. And I'm telling you right now, if you farm here for a decent amount of time, those green items will actually be a decent percent of your gold income from this farm. So yeah, so far we have talked about a lot of hyperspawn farms, and this honestly is because I have seen a lot of competition for open world farms in TBC right now, so having these farms where competition barely matters at all is a huge advantage in the gold farming space, as it allows you to farm in one location with decent gold per hour for as long as you want without having to worry about other people coming in and ruining your efficiency. That being said though, for the last farm of this video, we will not look at a hyperspawn farm, and it will actually be a gold farm with skinning involved, so you actually have to, or you need skinning to do this one, and having either herbalism or mining on top of skinning will increase the efficiency even further, but even with just skinning, this one is great on its own. So for this one we are looking at the Twilight Serpents at the Twilight Ridge in Nagrand, where we are farming for Cobra Scales, which are selling for over 20 gold each right now. The Cobra Scales drop from skinning, and they can only be obtained from skinning these Twilight Serpents at this exact location, meaning these are incredibly limited, and that is why they are priced so high. They are used in a couple of high-end crafts, but this is not one of those farms that you should do for 10 hours per day. It is a high-value farm where you can farm anywhere between 200 and 400 gold per hour, closer to 200 if you only have skinning, and closer to 400 if you have both skinning and mining, but the Cobra Scales will take some time to actually sell, so it is a high-value farm that I only do when I need to restock on Cobra Scales. I would recommend farming this for 5 hours, and then wait for 90% of the Cobra Scales to actually sell off before you go here again. All of this being said, none of these farms even come close to what mages and paladins are making right now in TBC by selling boosts, so if you are serious about gold farming, you should probably look into mage boosting or paladin boosting. But I also understand that boosting is not for everyone, and not everyone has a mage or a paladin at level 70, or even the desire to level either of those classes, so hopefully these farms helps you out with your gold farming journey. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you slap a like on it, and subscribe to the channel for more TBC content. And I'm actually curious, how much gold do you guys have in TBC Classic? Let me know in the comments down below. That is pretty much it though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.